Hey, FlimsyLunchTray here, and welcome to World of Warships. And today is going to be a first impressions with the Almte Oquendo, something like that. My recording bar is partially blocking the name, so I'm guessing there. So totally first impressions. I actually don't know a whole lot about the ship except it has a funny button, and that's roughly it. So I'm coming into this a complete noob, so to speak. With the ship, so we're going to look over some things, and then we're going to dive into a randoms battle. So first day of the new update on NA, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But I do want to, one of the things I like to do when I get newer ships is just look over the armor scheme. Okay, not surprising, 25 and 27 millimeter. It looks like we could bounce some things with the 40 millimeters armor belts, but then what is our deck? Yeah, 27. Interesting. It doesn't look like this is something you necessarily want to get into close fights with. Where's the torpedoes? Back here. Okay. So torpedoes are 8-kilometer torpedoes, 62 knots, 16,000 damage, 106-second reload time. Okay, so that seems more of a if the situation were to call for it, so to speak. So, but the guns, they are 2 and 3 millimeter guns. Right now they have a 13-second reload time across all 12 of them. So we're about to shorten that. And we'll be looking at things like the concealment, 14 kilometers. Looks like decent speed for 36 knots. Okay-ish, maybe rudder shift time. I'm trying to like process in my head what's like normal for these type of cruisers. So this is the Spanish cruisers, the newest dockyard ship, in case you're wondering what the heck is going on. I think what we're going to do is we're going to send this guy to the reserve, and I have a 14-point commander on my Castilla. And this is probably roughly what I'd want to run. Getting more of the Spanish ships now, I don't really have a very high point commander, but having that 25 to 27 millimeter, probably for me with this setup, I'd like to have priority target. Otherwise, I definitely would want to take incoming fire alert if I wasn't taking priority target. So we're going to throw him on. Yeah, I'll have to see how the ship plays, but I'm thinking it'd probably be something like this, all said and done. I'm kind of wondering if I really need to have last stand on the cruiser right now. If I would spend like a elite commander XP, which I do have plenty. But I think I want to play the ship first before I dump any Elite Commander XP into the ship. So that 14-kilometer concealment is now down to 12.6. So I ripped some stuff off the Azuma because Azuma is quite harsh to play these days, in my opinion. So we're working with 11.3-kilometer concealment. So we said we had 13-second reload time on the guns. Our range is 17.6, and we get access to the spotter plane. So what's the shell velocity? 814 meters a second. I think because we get access to spotter plane, then I'm fine to swing with the main battery mod 3. Now it could be another example of what something else we might consider here is something like Eye in the Sky to give a shorter cooldown time. It just depends on how much the ship really relies on needing to play at range. We'll take propulsion mod. Let's see, what is our turret traverse time? Ooh, 22.5, and that's even with the upgrade there. Ideally, for playing more at longer ranges, we really shouldn't be swinging back and forth constantly, is my imagination. So I'm going to go for the dispersion. So I get tighter horizontal and tighter vertical dispersion. I tend to lean that way anyhow on cruisers. Normally, not always. Engine protection. Yeah, I don't know if I want to dump the coal investment. Yeah, 5-kilometer hydro. We'll just go with the engine protection for now before we make any like massive investments in the ship. Then we'll do the main armaments mod 1 to reduce the risk of our main battery torpedoes becoming incapacitated and improving their survivability and repair time. One of the challenges you're probably going to have with the ship, just looking at it, is that the torpedoes are completely exposed, right? So I don't really see you always being able to rely on torpedoes, because like if you have a skilled player who wants to target them, I can easily knock them out if you're trying to YOLO in. I do that. Let's see. Let me get my head around our ship a tiny bit more and dive in. 17%. We pinned 34mm. 4,500. So yeah, now you can see the reload time is down to 11.4 seconds. Our depth charge is 7 kilometers. We get 2. And then here's our funny button. So you can see what happens when I click on it. It actually changes this. So have different characteristics from conventional shells. Our maximum main battery shell dispersion is negative 20%, but we take a massive hit on the main battery reload time. That's interesting. Okay, so if we have 11.4, then we go to 16.3. And then here you can see at the bottom, see our main battery shell dispersion, and the maximum says 144 meters. And we click on it, it drops it down to 115. So I'd have to see what it looks like through like shipbuilder tool or something like that. So probably I'm thinking if you have like a broadside cruiser. Is this something I have to charge up? Because it doesn't say anything about a cooldown time. So I can just switch in and out of this as I please. Because like if you get a broadside cruiser, like, or something that you feel like you could smash, then for sure. We're going to go with Hydro over the defensive AA. There's plenty of torpedoes in the game, and we're going to stick with spotting aircraft. Burning through these real quick. Because we have the heal, it's 241 with the India Delta, bumps us up to 89. We said 17% fire chance. We talked about that speed, probably 36 to 30, whoop, derp, 30, oh, almost 38, 37.8. We get our consumables back up. You know, we're somewhat consumable heavy, so. And then the AA, what is the AA on this ship? 70. It sounds kind of meh. No, it's nothing crazy to write home about. Yeah, 4.6. Yeah, you're... if you want to feel better, to bump it up, yeah, from like, what is 72? Yeah, you can do that. I'm just going to go for the Hydro. So we've extended the action time on our Hydro Q6 search. So, otherwise, we probably, we get 2. Okay, that's just pretty standard. I had to put my Jolly Roger combat signals on, and then the ship is ready to go. Okay, so let's go ahead and hop into the game and see what this ship can do. Alrighty, looks like we have a match finally ready to go. Okay, so we're going to be top tier against tier 7s. That's probably the best outcome for this ship with all the overmatch these days. Let's see, no CVs, no subs, so we won't get to see the AA so much in action. I don't see any hybrids. I don't remember what Victoria's size at 381s. And Yumahari's like 410. And then the Spanish is 356. 380. So we actually have a lot of overmatch this game. So I'm just going to say right off the bat that this looks kind of favorable for us. Let's go right. We'll leave torpedo range up. We're going to put the Hydro up. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, the rudder shift time seems nice. It's got, seems like a decent turning circle radius here. Wait, what is the... Oh, let's check the forward firing angles. Okay. Yeah, that would be a bit pain. Let's see how good the rear ones are. Feels like a while shipbuilder would tell me, but I don't feel like this is a ship that... you know, in World of Warships... If you're a cruiser player, you really never want to be the first player detected. Maybe it's a tiny bit better? I don't know, I'd have to look, it's close. But it feels like it's a little better. So I just feel like the ship is more of an inviting, perhaps kiting style. So it just looks like, can I just shift in and out of it whenever I want? Oh, interesting. Okay. So maybe that'd be helpful. I can see like if you have a like a destroyer on the cap and you want to be able to hit him. I don't think I have much game music. There we go. Like you have a destroyer and he's trying to cap and you want to get that first accurate salvo off, right? I can see that being helpful. So for now, I'm not going to use it yet. Let's see what he does. Now we're broadside, so we need to go ahead and start turning out. Okay, it didn't lead enough. We lost to New Orleans. I'm trying to watch the Victoria in the background. I feel like I kind of think about Buffalo in this setup with her 2 and 3mm guns. Yeah, the shell travel time sucks. Yeah, I don't see any reason excuse me, reason to take the range mod in the 6 slot. I mean, it's 2 and 3mm, but I should have like looked to see how it compared to Buffalo as an example. They have a div, Heinrich and the other one. So I feel like it's what, setting fires, hoping for the opportunity of landing a lot of shells. So we'll keep focusing him. I feel like the goal is focus ships down with this one. I'm gonna back off maybe a little bit more because we got the, I mean, not that I'm really concerned about the Heinrich, but I'm also trying to watch the Harlem if he decides to get an AP shot across on me, which he actually might be able to. Yeah, so we're just kind of overwhelming this guy's heal and DCP at this point. This the 2 and 3mm, you know, as this, what is the pinning 34mm. And you can see I'm not sitting still. I'm playing with my propulsion, going forwards and backwards. So that's helping us because we broadside to him, right? We really need to get rid of him though. Okay, that's good. So we're gonna go ahead and accelerate again. And we're gonna kill speed. He should be about reloaded, perhaps. The Alaska's focusing us too. All stations reporting the position of a strategic target. You know, I probably could lob the Harlem as well, but I'm trying to help take pressure off my team. If this guy's gonna charge, then we're gonna focus him. Just have people locking in, locking on. Yeah, there it is again. This could hurt. Citadel goes... Oh, I should have looked at the Citadel. That went pretty far back, honestly. That's kind of surprising. Oh, that's not what I meant. I was trying to go for a spotter plane. So I don't really like, for us right now, we don't really want the Harlem to just keep sitting there and spamming our guys with airdrops. So we pop the spotter plane so we can see over to focus him. That's how it's done. Great. Yeah, we're kind of now at this stage, we're out of the battle, so we need to push back in. But it's so bizarre, like how much he's focusing us. We're not bizarre. We are crunchy. He probably felt pretty good after the Citadel hit on us, so mindful of him. So we use our concealment now to get back closer. Just torpedo firing. Okay, it's more better for kiting angles. Definitely accidentally wasted the hydro. I get used to these ships. I always have it on the Y key. All right, let's try out the accuracy. I think he's gonna turn. I don't know what he's gonna do. So if I swap out, does that mean I reduce the reload time? If I swap back and forth? I'm set to be conscious of these guys. Yeah, because they were pushing in like that, that meant we had to keep giving them more distance. So one of the stronger suits that you have typically with cruisers here in World of Warships is if you can keep your hit point pool, your health pool intact for the majority of the battle towards the last half, and that really becomes a great asset for you. So we don't really want to play, you don't really want to play so aggressive with cruisers, especially at the start of a battle. Looks like he's going to turn out too, so I don't really know. I do want to go ahead and fire to see if I can just get him to shoot me instead of the FDG. I'm kind of willing to put myself out there to help the teammate. Let's see if I can go a little more broadside, if that entices him. I just have to be mindful of Alaska. Okay, so let's go ahead. Yeah, we got someone looking at us. Yeah, I think we got him, maybe. Yeah. And you got the Richelieu. We'll pop a shot because the destroyer backed off. We won't be spotted. We'll push back in again. So we got 8 fires. Maybe Demolition Expert would be worth taking. But with how these guys are really falling back, I could see having the 2-point spotter plane skill just to get the back faster would be helpful. Because I mean, my impression so far with this cruiser is that it seems very much more so. No, it stays. Okay. It seems much more of a passive play cruiser. Set fires, try to overwhelm DCP. Yep, there's a double fire. That's why you don't DCP one fire, kids. But if you're talking about like a fire spamming cruiser, wouldn't the new this new smoke cruiser line be better for that? It's the line the encounter's in. I'm spacing what it's called. We do have to be mindful of him. Let's do yeah, you can just see how much better that dispersion is. We're gonna actually step on the C. I want to see if I can cap it. He turned in a lot more aggressive than I thought he would. I'd like to see about going. Well, he's pushing back in. Let's keep the turrets to the right here. He's gonna die soon, so if I need to open up, I will. I just want to see if I can get the cap, get some more base XP. Not sure my volume keeps going in and out. Just let our team do its thing. Reporting the target position. I don't remember his torp range. 8. Okay, we should be fine then. Speaking of Azumas, see if there's any AA. Okay, uses torps. Oh, they ran out. Okay, that gives us a rough idea where he's at. Alright, we're going to get our guns going here on the Victoria. We're going to push in. We don't really need to kite him at this point. It's kind of just getting close enough where we can get more reliable salvos hit. I know there's nothing, I don't know, earth-shattering that I feel like on first impressions with this cruiser. He just uses DCP. So I think he's going to shoot us. Or he's going to go for Shimanto, one of the two. Always paying attention to those turrets before the lock-on comes. He's trying to figure out who he wants to shoot. He's overwhelmed. He's confused. This seems like a good little fire starter line. Dude, pick somebody and shoot. Did I miss you fire your guns? No. He's been constantly switching back between the three of us of like, who do I shoot? Who do I shoot? Who do I shoot?
Our victory is in sight.
Exhilarating. Breathtaking. Okay. He's probably right at the end of our spotter plane. No, he's just in it. Although I feel like he's about to die to torps. No, he's got his hydro going. We'll go with accuracy. We'll take the nerf on the reload. Burp. Okay, this guy went this way. That's the only bad part about this map is when you run out. When you have enemy players go back behind either this island or this island, and they drag the battle out. Like, there's kind of no reason to drag the battle out at this point, I feel like. So what is our reload time now? 10.7. And it's under 100 seconds with the torps. So those are just speculative torps. I really doubt we'll hit anything. Yoink. We got one kill. Okay. Well, well, well. Okay, we didn't put any economic bonuses on, but 152 shell hits, 13 set on fires. Definitely didn't feel like we didn't do a lot. I mean, their team kind of fell apart faster than ours. They played way too aggressive on our cap. 1600 base XP. Let's see, the fires. So the fires did 47,000 damage alone. So that was almost half of our damage, or what I'd say like 40%. Almost 40, or just over 40%. Something like that of our damage was in fires alone. So it definitely felt like with the 12 guns, when you have a, what is it, we bumped it up to 19% fire chance, that you're just trying to focus and overwhelm the enemy's DCP, damage control party, and repair party. So ship kind of feels one-dimensional in that sense. Because it's like, okay, let's go back to port. I need to think of the other cruiser line. Cruisers. Because I'm, nope, 9s and 10s. Yeah, encounters the tier 9. The, what the heck do we call this line? The Commonwealth line. Yeah, I've been out of the groove. So, like on encounter, right, you also have 2 and 3mm guns that also pin 34mm, that have the same initial shell velocity, it has a faster reload time, and it has a higher fire chance. Because I don't think we have demo. But what the trade-off is, we have just 9 guns versus 12 guns. So I wonder how their HE, high explosive damage per minute, compares. Because like with this one, it's like less dangerous playing because you have the crawling smoke generator, right? So I feel like there's a big part of me that I would just assume play the encounter over this ship. And then the fact that you get submarine surveillance, our depth charge planes go out to 10 kilometers. And then we talk about the torpedoes. You know, they do 13.5. And then they're 2x4x, so we get 8 versus 6 torps. Oh yeah, the main battery load time would even be lower. So what, under 9? But the trade-off is the range. You don't have as great as range as the Almte Oquendo. So I want to see Buffalo. This is good. This is helping me wrap my mind around the ship, so I hope it's helping you guys as well. So yeah, so with Buffalo, yeah, you get the 12 203s. You get also pin 34mm. It looks like is the shell velocity. Oops, not that one. Is the shell velocity faster? 814 compared to 823. Okay, just barely, like not a massive difference. Your fire chance definitely gets cut, that's for sure. But then you have more, you know, you have the radar, you still have the hydro. Of course, you don't have spotter plane unless you switched out the radar for it. And then the armor scheme, is it like similar? Yeah, 27 versus the 25mm bow and stern that you have. But then you don't have that 40mm that was along the side of this bad boy. So the fire chance we got up to was 19%. Where on encounter with the combat signals we get up to the 20%. We have faster reload time, and we could bump up, of course, to 21%. Yeah, 20%. 2008, 500, 4,500. Okay, so the high explosive does more. So you do more high explosive damage on encounter, but and there's 4,500 right for AP. But your AP does less damage. Okay, I'll try to throw on the screen the DPM and AP DPM performance. Cause I don't know, I like the encounter just because, I mean, it's cheeky. I think encounter probably feels more of a safer cruiser to play because of having that crawling smoke generator that you can like really build out and add for a very long time. Or when you're playing this boat, you're just always going to be mostly lit. And we had really favorable matchmaking. We had tier 7s. We had no CV to focus, or we had no tier 9. We had no tier 10s or super ships. We were top tier. We had no CVs. We had no submarines. Because if you get focus to CV, the ship won't do well. And then, isn't it on the flip side that encounter has actually good AA? 5.8. The rating of 61. So actually it has a higher rating on the Almte Oquendo. Okay, the continuous damage isn't as high, I think. Yeah. This is a big shift in the continuous damage between these two ships. But my point being, as I'm going to wrap this video up now, with the safety factor of the crawling smoke generator, when you're playing the high tiers 9s and you can start seeing other 9s and 10s, the overmatch just goes up really fast. So having the crawling smoke generator on encounter makes me feel more comfortable playing that ship, maybe over this one. But it just really comes down to I guess your personal preference what you like to play. So I don't know, this is just first impressions. I'll play the ship more and then I'll do a upgrading commander build video on it. But I think overall this boat will be interesting to get my head wrapped around a little bit more, but it does seem more of a mid-range to long-range cruiser, especially here at the higher tiers with a lot of the things we didn't get to see in this battle was CVs, submarines, and the overmatch. Granted, we did almost lose more of our life if we hadn't been paying attention and using our propulsion with the Victoria focusing us. So if you liked today's video, give a thumbs up. If you didn't, give a thumbs down. Subscribe if you do want to see more. If you're subscribed, thanks so much. I appreciate it. Thank you to my Patreon supporters. And until next time, take care.